episode 6 of the Zone League show here on New Esports YouTube channel, New Esports TV, whatever you like to call it. This week we're reviewing Week 7, Round 7 of the Zone Football League and previewing Round 8. So let's get straight into it, let's not waste time. I do have a couple more videos to record tonight. I'm just going to quickly have a look down here somewhere. There we go, we got some shirts. Some shirts that'll be ready for another 2 episodes of the jersey collection. Yes, that's a Motherwell shirt, and yes, I'm wearing a Burnley shirt, so there you go. A lot of shirts going on around here these days. Talking about shirts, I'll tell you what, New Lambton have some good kits. They were involved, shout out to the Puma guys there that make, they're one of the many teams adopting Puma kits locally this year. They look good, New Lambton. Didn't look too good on the field. Let's go through it. Zone Premier League results for Round 7. New Lambton FC 0 were defeated by Cardiff City 2 at Alder Park. That's a decent win for Cardiff away from home against New Lambton. Very hard place to win at the best of times. Cardiff come away with a win there and move into second place. First place above them is Mayfield United, 2-0 winners over Swansea FC. There's no stopping Mayfield at the moment. Definitely Premiership favourites, and they're just killing it this year. I've said week in, week out. There's a few teams across the grades in Zone League that are doing so. But Mayfield, for Zone Premier League, they're going very well. University 3 over Beresfield United 0. University, I believe Scott Bailey's a coach there. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. They're doing a decent job of turning a bit of a corner, I guess. They're in 5th position, pushing for that final spot. It's still fairly early in the season, I believe. I think there's still more than half the season to go. But University 3-0 over Beresfield, and what can I say about Beresfield? It's just all falling apart. It's Round 7, I know that, but Beresfield last year, I think they lost 2 games all season. They won the grand final, of course. They won the minor premiership. As it stands, they're second last. And really, that's just crazy, isn't it? I feel like that's wrong. I think there might have been a result missing on Sporting Pulse, or whatever the hell it's known as these days, Fox Sports Pulse. I don't think they're 9th, I think they're about 6th. I think their result against Garden Suburb is still missing from that website. Somebody put that up. But look, Beresfield losing 3-0. They lost at home last week. I think they lost, I don't know. It's getting to the point where I don't even know how many games they've gone without winning. It's 3 or 4. And for Beresfield, that's amazing. It's not looking good there. Somewhere where it is looking a lot better is Morisset United. They were 3-2 winners over Dudley Redhead. Hard fought game. Morisset in the top 4. Dudley, for all the talk in pre-season, haven't seemed to hit it just yet. And finally, Garden Suburb have scored a goal. They scored 3 of them. Tom Smith and Wes Price got 2. All season couldn't score a goal. Could not score a goal, and now they score 3 and they still lose. That's football. Newcastle Suns 4, Garden Suburb 3. Suns, pretty decent team on their day. Garden Suburb, at least now they know they can score. That they'll get their first win soon enough, but I think they're 7 points behind 9th place, so it's a long way back for Garden Suburb at the moment. Relegation does count in this competition as well, let's remember that. That's something I like about the Zone Leagues. Maybe not promotion from Zone Premier, but at least there is traditional format amongst the grades. Unlike the NPL, where Western are just going down the drain and they're going to stay in the competition because there's no relegation. For a team that's never been relegated, let's not talk about NPL. I'm thinking of doing an NPL show. Let's get through this though. The tips for this weekend: Cardiff City versus University. A 2-2 draw. I think both these teams won. They won well last week, so I'm gonna go with the draw. Why not? Apologise, very tired. 11 o'clock at night, typical recording time here at Newey Sports. Newcastle Suns versus Swansea FC. Gone Swansea 2-1. They'll be wanting to bounce back. They're in the top 4. It is at Connolly Park, so that makes it a little bit difficult, but we'll see what happens there. Garden Suburb versus New Lambton. I've gone New Lambton 2-1 over Garden Suburb, that is. Dudley Redhead versus Mayfield United. Mayfield 3-1, pretty obvious there. The ladder leaders, Dudley still trying to find form. And Morisset to go to Beresfield and win 3-2. And I could not tell you how much I didn't think I'd be saying that 6 weeks ago when the season started. Beresfield just aren't going very well, and Morisset, Beresfield probably will win. They've got to get going sooner or later, but I've gone Morisset 3-2 there. Zone League 1 results from this previous weekend. A midweek catch-up game as well. Let's talk about Barnsley's first game. They lost 3-0 to Stockton. Not much you can say there. Barnsley just not really their day, I guess. And it wasn't their night either during the week at Cooks Hill. They were 3-1 losers to the Cookers on Tuesday night. Barnsley remain in 9th position. Below them is Nelson Bay, who have been pretty bad this year, struggling there. But they produced a decent effort against the ladder leaders, Jesmond. They went down 3-1, but Jesmond, from what I've heard, Nelson Bay were actually, not too bad. They put in a little bit, well, not a little bit, they put in a lot against the ladder leaders. You can't go wrong, 3-1's not that bad. Cooks Hill United 2-1 over Raymond Terrace on the weekend. Of course, Cooks Hill winning that catch-up game as well on Tuesday night. Cooks Hill into 2nd place. I think Terrace had a few players out here, so I'll give it to them. They definitely came close. They were even at one stage, but Cooks Hill getting the win. Charlestown 2-0 over Katara South. A little bit of a surprise there, I guess. Charlestown seem to be coming into some form. Warners Bay 4-3 winners over Beresfield in a very high-scoring match. Barrow just unlucky on the day, I guess, to not get something out of that 4-3 at Warners Bay. Talking about Warners Bay, they're involved in the first match this week. It's against Raymond Terrace. All top 4 battle here. I've gone Raymond Terrace 4-2 at King Park. I think the home ground advantage suits them. I don't know if Warners Bay, I'm not completely sold on their form yet. I think Raymond Terrace will bounce back from that loss last week. Cooks Hill versus Nelson Bay, I've gone 5-1 to Cooks Hill. Obvious, they're a team that on their day can score a few goals. Nelson Bay struggling this year. Beresfield versus Stockton. This game will be at Taro Park. That's what I've heard. Beresfield, of course, have not played at home all year. Some work being done on that field. I've heard that they're going to be playing there. That's what the fixtures say, so whether it's true or not. I've got Beresfield 2-0. I'm going to have to get a drink or something, some water, something to keep me awake, because I just keep yawning and it's not good. Barnsley versus Charlestown. Charlestown 2-0 at Barnsley is my tip. And Jesmond 3 to defeat Katara South 1 at Nesbitt Park, Katara South's home ground. I did see, there's still some people that doubt Jesmond, and I'm tipping them this week. I think they're going very well, and I think they'll keep that up and get the win there. We move on. Okay, got that yawn out of the way. I think I'll be good for the Zone League 2 section. Here we go. Week 7 result, Westlake Wildcats 3, defeating University FC 2. Very hard fought game here at West Lakes at Rathmines. University almost getting something out of it. They've drawn a few this year, but West Lakes winning. They're going good, the Cats, what can I say? Hunter Simba, 11-3 over Merriweather. This is the team, Hunter Simba, that I watched last week, only 8 days ago really. They won 1-0 that night. They put 11 past Merriweather. Merriweather, just absolute shambles of a game for them. I've been told by one of their players, once it got, outside of 3 goals, and they just really threw in the towel, I guess you could almost say. Heads dropped. 11-3, that's a massive win for Simba. On their day, Hunter Simba can put teams to the sword, the technical team. I was actually talking to one of the Cooks Hill Zone League guys about Hunter Simba back in the Zone League 3 days with Cooks Hill a few years back now, and just some of the goals they scored, I've been told. It's a technical team, and I was at the TAFE during the week. I was right near their ground, and it's starting to look a little bit more playable. Those corners are really short though. The fence line and the one of the corners backs up onto a hill. Yeah, there's a lot of work that could be done there. But on the field, the work was done. 11-3, Hunter Simba over Merriweather. Another crazy scoreline there. 14 goals in that game, and 14 goals in this game. What is this competition like? Zone League 2, every week it throws it up, doesn't it? Muswellbrook FC 12, Medowie 2. Muswellbrook, a team that struggled throughout the first bit of the season. They're coming better now, I guess, but in no world should Muswellbrook be scoring 12 goals in a game. Medowie, they've conceded 58 goals in 7 games. By far the worst team in Newcastle football at the moment. Maybe not in, let's not go down into all age and juniors, but in Zone League, New FM, NPL, this team at the moment, as it stands, is the worst. That's not putting them down, okay? Let's be serious. They've probably got, numbers out, and I think I remember reading that it's a young team up there, and let's be honest, it's good that they're playing. There were some teams that folded in pre-season. Medowie having a very poor year, very, very poor year, but the best they can do is sort of play it out and try and think ahead to the future. 12-2, that's a massive loss though. I like to try and pick positives out of things, and I think I did it there a little bit, but that's very bad. They're better than that. They're better than 12-2. That's the thing. They're not that bad. Maryland 3-1 winners up at Medowie a couple of weeks ago. That was decent. 12-2. I can't get over that. Maryland Fletcher 0, drawing New Lambton 0. New Lambton, they like the draw, don't they? Maryland, they'll be frustrated at the moment. They just can't buy a result. The game I watched them against Hunter Simba, anything could have happened there. They could have won it, and they lost. And I wasn't there, of course, this weekend against New Lambton, but in a 0-0 draw, I'm one of those people who think maybe either team could have won. Anything can happen. It's only one goal. And in the match of the round, how about this? Wallsend FC 5 defeating Hamilton Olympic 2. Olympic lose their first game of the season. Wallsend are 7 from 7. They've come up from Zone League 3 into Zone League 2, and they're just killing it. And looking like they're probably going to go to Zone League 1 at this rate. Let's have a look at this week. New Lambton versus Muswellbrook. No surprise here. I've gone the draw. New Lambton like drawing. I like 2-2. They like 2-2. That's what I've gone. Merriweather versus Wallsend. I've gone Wallsend 5-1. Merriweather got 11 put past them last week. If they play like they did against Simba, against Wallsend, they could get 15 goals put past them. Let's be serious. Wallsend's the best team in the comp, so I've given Merriweather a bit more, 5-1. Wallsend should win this. They're just in too much form at the moment. University versus Maryland Fletcher. I've gone Maryland 2-1 to bounce back into form. Hunter Simba versus Madawi FC. Apologise to those in yellow and black. I have gone Hunter Simba 10, Madawi FC 2 in what is my biggest tip since the FFA Cup, where Hamilton Azuri played Magic and I tipped 15-0 and they lost 17-0. Look at where they are now, in their own competition, of course. Hamilton Olympic versus Westlake Wildcats, probably the match of the round. Olympic 4-2 is my tip at Darling Street as well, that game on the main field there. Zone League 3 results. Look at this, goal scorers for every game. Thank you to the Zone League teams for sending goal scorers, and or I don't have scorers for Dudley and Mayfield, but they were both beaten 5-1, so it's not that important. But the RAF, Williamtown FC, also put up reviews of their game. Hamilton Azuri do the same on their Facebook pages, so that's helpful. Dudley Redhead 1, defeated by Hamilton Azuri 5 on Friday night. Would have been freezing up there at Dudley. Reece Thompson 4 goals, Sam Richardson 1. Big game for Reece Thompson, 4 goals. You can't go wrong there. 5-1 Azuri winners. Edgeworth Juniors 3 over Bulwarra Lawn 0. Aidan Ryers? Dylan Goldsworthy and Mitch Morris, the scorers there. I feel like that pronunciation of that first name is going to be wrong. Edgeworth, the winners over Bulwarra. And, Edgeworth, just consistency's needed, There's only 9 teams in this comp, and the top 4 make the finals. So, you want to push for that, I think. Abermain are sitting in 4th position, but they fell to a 4-0 defeat at home to the RAF base. Williamtown FC coming away with a win. Daniel Reese 2, these pronunciations again. Sean Liddell and Salim Janebi, I'm going to say, they are the goal scorers for the RAF. I'm struggling tonight, I'm not going to lie. RAF with a full strength team on the field, they can be a serious threat in this competition. Let's hope they haven't left it too late, and they haven't. They're grand finalists last year. It's only round 7. They could still win the minor premiership from here, let's be serious. Maybe not that far, but they can make the top 4. Their goalkeeper, Isaac Robinson, from what I read, saved 3 penalties. That is crazy. What they're doing giving away 3 penalties, I'll never know, but the goalkeeper there, I really hope that the whole team, the whole defensive line bought him a round of drinks, because that's something. 3 penalties saved. Does it really matter? They won 4-0, so it could have been 4-3, but no, let's be serious. That's brilliant. Brilliant goalkeeping effort there. Mayfield United 1, defeated by Cahiba FC 5. Cahiba scorers Brett Lancaster, Aaron Morris and Andy Moriarty, with 3 goals, a hat-trick for Andy there. Cahiba in the top 3. The tips for this week: Argentine United versus Mayfield. You can probably predict this one. Argentine 6-1. They should win at home. Not going to lie, Mayfield will need an away kit. There's a message for them. Cahiba FC versus Dudley Redhead. Cahiba 3-1 in the derby. This will be a hard-fought game, eh? This is going to be something at Cahiba Oval. Probably the match of the round in Zone League 3. Or maybe not, but it's going to be a good match anyway. Cahiba v Dudley, our local rivals. RAF versus Edgeworth. 4-1 to the RAF base, up there at Lakeside. And in what probably is the match of the round, Hamilton Azuri versus Abermain Rams. Azuri 3-0 at home. They're just really good, and I think they're going to continue that form that they've built over the last few weeks. So that is that. That is the Zone League Show, episode 6. I'm Ty Stebbin, and I will be back at the same time next week, hopefully a day earlier, because this is going up on Friday. It should be up on Thursday, but Not everything works out every week, so we'll leave it at that. I'm Ty7, I'll see you next week.